Hello, everybody here, and welcome to Trading Within the Box on September 14th, and a special happy birthday to a good friend of ours. And also, we're going to be going over the stocks here today that we were going over the other day with and just managing them, so that we could just show you how they evolved over the last few days. Okay, first of all, this is not a recommendation to buy, hold, sell any stocks, Forex futures, or any equities in the stock market. This is an educational video only. If you'd like to purchase stocks, please contact a licensed professional or the brokerage house of your choice, and they will help you there. Okay, so let's get ready now for the S&P 500. Okay, so the other day, okay, a few days ago, we had come to support on the S&P 500. So we came down right here, and we were right about in this area, okay? Now we retested to the right side of this W, okay? And then we get the pop, okay? We get the gap up and the pop, okay? So now we're going to see what's going to happen if we're going to get anything follow through. So now it's 1:56 p.m. on September 14th here. So we want to see what's going to happen if we're going to get some follow through volume here, and then we're going to get this, and we're going to start heading up, okay? So we don't know yet because we don't have the full day's volume in yet, okay? But we got a pretty good volume situation here, okay? Let's go over really quick to the 45-minute chart because I always like to see the volume and the spaces in this area right here are the post-market and pre-market, okay? The bluish shade right here is the post-market, and the pinkish shade here is the pre-market, okay? So you could see in the pre-market what they were doing, okay? In the morning, they were buying, okay? And it was holding strong. So now we hit a little bit of a resistance area, and we probably get a little bit of a pullback because we got a little volume dying here on the 45-minute chart. And then let's see if it holds and then starts heading up to the next resistance line, okay? So that's something that we want to keep watching, keep looking at, and we'll keep managing. Okay, so now we have on the 2-hour chart here, we have nice volume. Okay, so let's see if we get an embedded stochastic on the 2-hour chart up here, and then we just keep going up. So we have some nice volume so far. So we're going to follow this right now. We're in resistance. Okay, so this is something that if we start getting the breakout with the volume increasing, right there, boom, we're heading to 454.75. Okay, that's what will happen if we get that. So right now we're at a critical point intraday. Now remember this: the moving average 20-day is here, 9-day moving average is here. Now if this holds strong and goes sideways, the moving average catches up here and it holds, and then we get an engulfing up. You know, they're going and they're buying, okay, with good volume. And you'll see the volume. Let's say you get volume like this kind of thing, okay? And boom, we'll be off to the races, okay? Now, remember where you are on the S&P 500. This is something that you got to know where you are, okay? Remember this, okay? You're going after this area here. So when we want to see what kind of volume we're going to be heading into these candlesticks with downdraft on September 1st, 2023. Okay, let's get the volume up here. We had almost 59 million shares, okay? So we came off the support area with 60 million, okay? Let's see what today is. Right now it's about 44 million, but we have to wait for the close and see what's going to happen. So we're closing into this bar right here, okay? Let's see if and then we're closing into the September 1st sell-off, okay? So let's see what happens here. If we're going to get it, and we're going to start heading up, okay? Right to 460.73. And that's what we're looking at here, okay? We're going to have to see what the volume, though, because on July 27, 2023, the downdraft, when we sold off and we had the huge sell signal, we had 92 million shares, okay? So we pushed up with 58.94 on September 1st, okay? So let's see what we're going to push up here with, and then let's see if we fail in this area, okay? We want to see if we're going to pass this area, okay? So we're going to get up to it, and then we'll see if we pull back, and then boom, we start heading up. We're heading up, okay? We're going to test that bar right there, okay? But let's see if we test it with lighter volume, and then possibly failure. Let's just see. We don't know, okay? We're just going through this, and we're just following what they're doing day by day. This is a market that's not your grandfather's market. This is not a market where you're investing for long periods of time or anything like that, because trouble in paradise is around the corner, okay? So here we go on the IWM, which is the small caps, okay? And we came off the bottom here on with a double bottom on support, okay? So on August 18th, 2023, we had 33.37 million shares, okay, backing into with 20, almost 24, 19, 17, and 24, okay, so 33. So we had lighter volume coming into that area, so we get a little bit of a bounce, okay. So now we do have on the IWM, we have a little bit of overhead pressure right there, okay. So let's see. If we hit that, we come back a little, and then we start going up, okay? And then we'll see if we get good volume, if we're going to go after the swing point, okay? Let's just see what happens there. Right now, the small caps are really not that strong. Let's go over to a 2-hour chart here on the IWM, and let's see what's happening right now. Buying, okay? So they're buying, but we have a little bit of indecision because we hit a little bit in the intradays. Let's go over to 45-minute chart, where we're hitting a little bit of a resistance area, which is right there. Okay, that was the last time it sold off, okay, and that's why we're struggling right in that spot. Now, if we get up and over and we hold, okay, so then we'll be going into this area right here, okay, so that's something that we're going to have to watch, and that's why we watch it intraday, because we want to know, we want to manage what's happening within the box, okay, which is the trading within the box, okay. Also here, let's go over to the XLF. Let's put that over, and the XLF right here, right in this spot. Now we have a little bit of a doji today, okay, so we got a little bit of light volume. Let's see how the end of the day goes, okay, with a little bit of time here, okay. Are we heading to 35, 37? Okay, so now we had some good volume to pass the swing point, and that was on September 12th, okay? That was 48.6 million shares, okay? And that, let's see if it comes up into this area. So that's what we're waiting to see. Now, how are you going to know you have lighter volume? You had good volume in this spot. So now look at this area right here. You had really good volume in that spot. So that does say that they're holding this market, okay? Because the banks are going to hold the banks, okay? And we're going to go over Goldman Sachs a little bit in a few minutes here. And Goldman is leading the way with the banks right now, okay? So, and that was a beautiful setup, by the way, an incredible setup. Let's go over to 45-minute chart on the banks. This is the XLF, which is the bank ETF. And right here, we're going to pull back on the stochastic. Let's say we pull back and we hold, okay? And then we just start heading up again, and that's how you manage it, okay, on a smaller time frame. On a 2-hour chart XLF, let's see it. And right here, capitulation candle, we come up and up. We get up and above the resistance area, okay, when we came into it, okay, right there, okay. So then what happens, okay? We have capitulation candlestick right off of the support, the 20-day moving average, okay? Now we hold with a sideways consolidation here, trading within the box, right? What were we waiting for? Okay, waiting for either a sell down or a pop to the upside. So what are they doing? They're buying, okay? They're buying, but the volume on the 2-hour chart is not impressive, okay, on the bank basket, okay? So that's something that we could have a little weakness, okay? That's something we could have a little weakness, okay? So let's go over, we're just analyzing what the markets are doing right now, okay? That's why I'm going over IWM, SPY, XLF, and the semiconductors, which is SMH, okay? So we have, in this area here, okay, we come down and we don't have the strength yet, but the semis usually lag a little bit before the S&Ps go up a little bit first, and then you'll start to see the semis. Now on the semiconductors, we don't have tons of strength here, okay? Let's go over to the 45-minute chart because we want to see what's going on with the volume. Now the volume, we have a little bit of a mixed bag, but we're holding the line, okay, with higher lows. We're holding the line. So this could be building a little bit of accumulation, okay? We got it down. We got a divergence right now in volume on the 45-minute chart. Okay, so let's see. Right now it's weak, okay, but we'll see because that can change. I've seen markets change on a dime, okay, especially on the day trading side of things. As you go to, let's just get that daily chart back up there. We go to GDX. Okay, now GDX we went over the other day, okay, on GDX. So on GDX, what was I telling you the other day? Okay, so let's get the eraser and let's just get rid of this. So when we were going over what was happening with GDX, okay, let's get rid of that. Let's just get rid of that so we can see what would happen. Okay, so on GDX, remember I said we came down the other day and I said we sold a little off at the 20-day moving average, okay? So I said we're gonna break down and retest this area, or we're gonna get engulfing, and then we're gonna start heading up, okay? That's what I had said. Now what happened? I just took the eraser off, and what do we have? We came up, retested, boom, we get the engulfing, okay? That's what we're waiting for. Now we do have lighter volume. Look at the void in the volume, okay? Last time you went up, look at the volume. Look when you went up, look at the volume, okay? Look at the volume when you went up on those times, and now put your eyes back to here and look at the volume here. So it's not a huge conviction unless we start getting increasing volume, okay? Because that's, markets move on volume, okay? And I'm a huge volume guy, okay? So now look at the beautiful higher lows here on GDX, higher low, engulfing, okay? What do we have? We have the W, a mini W. We had one here with the engulfing, okay? Now we're going after the swing point, okay? So now we don't have the volume in yet. It's 2:07 p.m. right here now, okay? But we have a beautiful setup, okay, with the engulfing. Now you're coming down stronger, so let's see if this could get into this. It could get in with lighter volume and then fail. Let's see how it's going to go into it. Now we go to small time frame here, okay? Now we've been watching this, okay, all day here. And then what happened? Okay, now we came up early in the morning here on the pre-market, okay? On the pre-market, they were buying, okay? Then boom. Now watch this candlestick right here. This is on a 2-hour chart. Was in the pre-market, okay? What does it tell you? Right before the market opens, we got strength, okay? The public is not going to see that, okay? Just the traders are going to see that, okay? They don't know. They just see from this day where it closed, boom, it gapped up, okay? So now we're dying a little bit with volume, a little bit. We're a little overbought on a 2-hour chart. We're intraday managing this GDX, which is the gold miners ETF, okay? Come up, we want a little bit of a pullback, and then boom, we start getting the golfer off to the races again. So you're just managing, excuse me, we're just managing this one step at a time, okay? Right there, okay, and then you want to see right in this area, you got the void with the volume. So let's see now if we get this kind of thing, and then boom. Now we could get that in the aftermarket, the post-market, the weekly chart now on GDX, okay? Now on the weekly chart, we don't have obviously the weekly volume in yet, but we do have the W here. So we'd have it right here. So if we get more buying this week, we get the engulfing, and then we're going to go right into a resistance area right there. Okay, let's see if it breaks through it, if it has the volume to break through it. Now, the last time it had volume to break through it, look at the difference. Look at the difference, okay? Now you look here and put your eyes down here. You have a little bit of a void in volume. Let's just see if it starts to pick up. Okay, so that's something that you want to look at. The volume, moves markets. There's no question about it, okay? So now let's go over to the other great setup with Goldman Sachs that we've been looking at. And on Goldman Sachs, this is something that we're very impressed with because this was another perfect setup, okay? This is what you're looking for. You got the double bottom. Double bottom, boom. You get the little pop to the upside. You come back with lighter volume, coming down with lighter volume right there. You hold, okay? You get buying coming in with increasing slightly, okay? You get selling very lightly right there. It's on a daily chart, okay? You come back, you get the W again, and then bam, you're off to the races with nice volume, okay? I'm not saying it's great volume like you had over here, but it's nice volume, okay? It's pretty much, I think it's pretty much in line with this. Let's see. It's close to being in line with that, okay, right there. So that's something that you, boom, we come up, you're off to the races, and now let's see what's happening intraday, okay? This is something we've been following today also, okay? We were in this trade, actually. So this one now, look at the step pattern here, the beautiful. Now, when I saw this right here, I said, uh-oh, right there. I'm like, bingo. Whenever you see that, okay, if whether on any time frame, okay, and you're not sure if you're going up or down, that's the signal right there, okay? That's an incredible signal with that monster bullish candlestick right there. Shaved head, too, okay? So that's something that you get, boom, then you get the nice volume. They take the profit right into the resistance line right there, intraday. It pulls back, and then, boom, we hit support. So what do you want to do? You know you're in an uptrend now, okay? Now, boom, we get the buying, okay? We want to buy it right off support. It passes, it gets past the swing point from the last time, comes back and holds, comes back with the pre-market, post-market right there with no volume, and then what do they do in the pre-market? Buying before you could see it, okay? Then you get the gap up, okay? And then boom, what's happening now? Where are you? You're right in resistance, okay? You want to get a little bit of a pullback here intraday, and then boom, we head up right to the next, to maybe 349. I would say maybe because nothing's exact ever, okay? Only taxes and death are exact, okay? Guarantees. Okay, so here we go. Now we've been following. Now Goldman Sachs, you got it down, okay? That's how you're gonna manage it, okay? And now you want it 343. We're in the resistance area, but we want to see if we're gonna get up to 351.63 on Goldman Sachs. This is a stock that once it gets going, it just goes, okay? But you want to get the intraday pullback, and then we want to get back in, okay? So that was a beautiful trade. So on this trade right here, let's go to 15-minute chart here, okay? So this was today, okay? And we get the engulfing right here. We're buying off it. We wait for it to get through. It holds, gets up and above the intraday resistance, holds, and then boom, we're back in. Now we're out again. Okay, now we're waiting. Now we're waiting for this to either hold here or pull back a little bit to, let's say, here. Okay, and then boom, we start heading off. Or we have a sideways consolidation and we get an engulfing, and then we're just back in again. Okay, so we made our profit already today on this. Okay, on Goldman Sachs. Okay, that's why in this market you don't want to be holding too much. Okay, because we don't know what's going to be down the street here. Okay, let's go over to AMGN. We got AMGN. Okay, and AMGN was another one we went over the other day with. Okay, so now let's look at the weekly chart on AMGN for a second. Okay, so we got crossing up, but we're going into this area now. We got a divergence on a weekly chart. We got a divergence of volume. We're crossing up, and let's see if we're going to test the top here. Okay, we're trading within the box. Okay, so let's see right there. Now watch, go over to the daily chart here. We don't have the volume in yet today. What happens? We get the W, and we get the engulfing. Now we get a little bit more volume, let's say today, and then we're off to the races to 273.65. Today's September 14th. Okay, so that's what's going to happen there with AMGN. Now on AMGN, look at the 2-hour chart. Now go over to the 2-hour chart, and you'll see 2-hour chart, you come down to support, and we get the engulfing today. Okay, now we're going to resistance. Okay, so you want to get a little bit of the pullback because you're far away from the moving average. Okay, so you want to either hold. If you hold straight and you get the engulfing, it's very strong. Okay, that's what you want to see on AMGN. That's something that's the style. Okay, that we're looking for. Okay, and now on AMGN, when we come up, we want to pass this area because we haven't passed it yet. Okay, we want to pass it, come up, and then we want to go after the swing point, but we want to see the volume. What's the volume going to be like as we're going into that? So we don't have that clue yet. Okay, so that's why we're intraday here. Boeing, we went over that the other day on Boeing, and we're going to revisit that right now because a lot of people are asking. And it broke the support area. Now we're heading down to the next line of defense here, okay, which is right there, okay? So let's see what happens. We got a little coming back with lighter volume. Let's see if they bounce us. This is something we could be waiting for, okay? That's just something we're waiting for. Now, it could go lower and could hold and go lower and just retest this spot right there, okay? So now, PG, you got Procter & Gamble, and on Procter & Gamble coming off support here, okay? And we're trading within the box, okay? We got resistance right here. The buy was down here to just get back in. Now we're in resistance here, so we got to be careful, okay? Let's see what kind of volume we get. If we pass this area, boom, we head into this area right here, okay? So that's on AMGN. On Procter & Gamble, I'm sorry. On Procter & Gamble, here's the 2-hour chart, okay? We're going to wait and see. We're at resistance. Let's see if we get the breakout. With decent volume, but not great volume, okay? So that's the story with Procter & Gamble. Microsoft, and then we'll go over Apple, and then we're done, okay? Now, on Microsoft, not a surprise, intraday. Okay, let's go over the daily really quick on Microsoft. What happens? You're in resistance. You get the doji right here, okay? What happens? They're taking profits. You came back, and then you came back up, and they took profit, okay? Now, when a stock acts like this, okay, like this, you're in a channel, but you come up, and you're sloppy. You come down. Now, you're not coming with great volume because the great volume was back here, okay? You come up, you sell off. Come up, sell off intraday. Come up, 1 day, sell off. Come up, 2 days, sell off. Come up, another one. Now here comes another sell off, okay? So that's weak, okay, because it's all over the place, okay? It's because they're scared. They're in, they're out. They're in, they're out, okay? So that's not a tight rope, okay, of buying, okay? It's not a tight rope of buying like it was back here when we were heading up. It was just so strong. This is up and it's down, it's up and it's down, it's up and it's down. It's still Microsoft, so don't get me wrong, but it's not as strong as it was the last time it was coming up, okay? And that's something we'll go over at the end of the week to see. We have a crossover and we're up here, okay? Don't worry about these numbers, that's just order flow, okay? And are we going to retest? Now, we'll retest, let's say, this right here. I've seen this 1,000 times. We're coming up weak. Why are we coming up weak? Look at the volume going down. Okay, it's going to test this area because they got the magnet volume stick. It always does. Okay, so now you're coming up into this area with a lot of weakness. So don't be surprised you come up and then boom, you get smacked. Okay, so just saying, if this is your stock, that's exactly what's happening here on Microsoft. Okay, so you're in resistance. And when you get into resistance with Microsoft, you better take your profits, okay? That's all I'm saying right now, okay? Now, on Apple, that was the last one, and that's one we went over last time. What had happened here with Apple, and this has happened before. I've seen this set up because it's market behavior, okay? And it's this is the way this stock acts, okay? So when you'd come down to support, you came back up to resistance. You had resistance right here. You came back with a lot of volume, okay? And you come back with lighter volume. Now, we're coming off support here on Apple, okay? Coming off support. So, now, we want to watch this carefully. I'm not saying it's going to go back up to here at 189, but the first stop, let's say, is at 178.38, and then let's say 180, and today it's 175.55 at 2:20 p.m. here on 9/14. Now let's watch the 2-hour chart, okay? Let's watch intraday. Now we're still below the 20-day moving average intraday, so we can get this. Now we had a lot of selling coming down here, but now the pop, the bounce. Now the bounce here was stronger, right? Look at the volume, okay? Then look how the volume died off as it was going up, okay? That's what I'm saying. When you got volume dying off as you're going into resistance areas, you better take profit or short it, okay? Or short it. But, shorting, forget that right now unless you're very, very experienced, okay? So come off support, come right into resistance. Now, we got light volume here, so you're probably going to get a little bit of a pullback again here, retest. So let's see. Right now, it's not that strong on Apple, okay? It's not that strong, but you're coming off on the bottom here. So this is something that we want to see. We want to see if it's going to come up and retest it, okay? Now, on a 45-minute chart, let's check out the 45-minute chart on Apple, and it's crawling, okay? It's crawling, okay? It's crawling, but low volume, okay? You don't have the volume kicking in, okay? You don't have it. Now, when you look back here, you had a mixed bag right there, okay? You had a huge capitulation candlestick, so that told us that support was right here and here, okay? So what does this come down to? Exactly that spot. Okay, so we get the covering because we know we're moving into it for the first time. Okay, it's not 100% an automatic buy, but it's an outstanding place to start. Okay, but we're a little weak here because look at the volume. Look at the volume on a 45-minute chart today on Apple. It's not that good. So let's see what has to happen here. So on a 1-hour chart, we got very, very light volume. Okay. So we don't have the energy yet on Apple right now. We don't have the energy, okay, on it, okay? So I just want to thank everybody for coming. On silver, one last shot before we end this show. Silver, I just wanted to let everybody know to put a note down. Where's silver exactly hitting the support area? And now what I noticed was a lot of nice volume hitting that spot. The last time it hit it, you had a void in the volume. Okay, that's why it was all over the place, and then it took off. Okay, then it just gapped up like crazy, and that's what silver does. It gaps up and down. Okay, so the second time it hit, what happened? Very light. Now look as it's hitting. Are they buying it? Okay, it looks like better. Okay, let's see. We still got to get the bounce, and then we got to get this, and then we got to get that. Okay, so we're a little far away right now for that. Now, right now it's the beginning stages. Okay. Thank everybody for coming. Please like, subscribe, and share my channel, Trading Within the Box. I want to thank everybody. I hope everybody's doing well, and I hope this helps everybody. And thanks for coming, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.